Hello, welcome back to the channel, and this is one of them videos where we look at an older release and then we give you a rough rules overview. We tell you what we do like, what we don't like, and then we give you a summary and tell you why it may or may not be relevant in 2019. And today we're going to be looking at a Toll-Land game. It's a game called Carcassonne, and it was released in 1999, so it's 20 years old. And we will come back after we've run up the stairs for no reason whatsoever. Board games 4K. So Carcassonne 1999, it's a Toll-Land game. In this one you've got a stack of tiles with a load of landscape features on it, and what you'll be doing on your turn, you'll be taking a tile from one of the stacks, you'll be placing it down on the table, and then you'll be taking one of your meeples and you may or may not place it on one of the landscape features. And once one of the landscape features is complete, you will take your meeple off and you'll score points. And you've got roads that you need to complete, you've got cities that you need to complete, you've got monasteries that you need to encircle with other tiles, and you've got farmers' fields. And with farmers it's probably the most complicated bit. You've got to place them on their back, and at the end of the game you'll get extra bonus points for every completed city that is in a field that your farmer is in, and the player with the most victory points wins at the end of the game once all the tiles are gone. That's a rough rules overview of Carcassonne, and so we're now going to tell you what we do like about this one. So the first thing we got to mention is it never gets old watching the environment grow. From one tile it spews forth. It's really interesting watching the roads expand, the cities grow, and sometimes you get that weird looking shaped city like we had. The game we played the other day, we've done a little playthrough of this the other day, so if you want to watch that, go into one of the playlists and have a look at our playthrough of that. But we had this nice little love heart sort of shaped city. We've had a city that looks like something a little bit dodgy, a bit like a cucumber. It's always nice to watch the city grow, and yeah, we really enjoy that. We've been doing that for donkey's years. Yeah, the rules on this one are ultra simple. It's a great gateway game. It's take a tile, place a tile, dump a meeple, and take your meeple off if you get points, and that's it. And whilst the farmer mechanism is a little bit tricky to get into your head when you first play it, that's one of the best parts of the game, is the farmer bit. But it's a really simple game, and it's really quick to play, and it's great for new players. Moving on from that, the turns are really quick. The fact you're just taking a tile, putting it on the board, and then putting the meeple down. It's quick decisions. It's not that deep, and yeah, the turns move quick. So before you know it, your turns come around again, and it's just quick shotgun turns, bang bang bang, and yeah, that's really good. Yeah, there's a gazillion expansions for this one. You've got a few big box versions of this which throw in some of the extra expansions. I think the inns and cathedrals adds a sixth player to the mix, and yeah, so you've got your pick of expansions. I mean, we just enjoy playing the vanilla version. We got the winter edition, which means you can sort of have it a bit more thematic at Christmas, which we quite like. And yeah, tons of expansions, goes up to 6 players. Yeah, so none of them are essential, but yeah, you've got the option to do that. Farmer mechanism means that you never really know who's won until you've done the final score and in the game, and that's fantastic. There's no, even though people run away, it looks like on the victory point board they run away with it. Yeah, once you've scored out all the farmer tiles, once you've scored out all the farmer bonus points, that lead could get slashed, and it's always tense at the end. It's like once the game's finished, you still got that little bit of game left where you're top note victory points, thinking, come on, my farmer's going to deliver. And yeah, it's fantastic. It's one of the best parts of the game, the farmer mechanism. So what don't we like about Carcassonne? Yeah, so I mean, where this is more like a sort of a gateway game, it's very difficult to explain the farmer victory point conditions to people that have never played it before, and unless you sort of show them with a pictorial reference, you know, you lay some tiles out and you say that this is the field and this is a completed city, you get this many victory points for that. It's kind of difficult to explain it to new players and for them to get it into their head just by me with my monotone voice waffling. But yeah, I'm scratching in the dirt for negatives here, but that's one of them, is the farmer mechanism seems a little bit counterintuitive. Yeah, I mean, as time has progressed, this game has sort of got lost in or overshadowed by more complex games, and I know the expansions have tried to keep this relevant, keep the complexity at a certain level. It's maybe a bit too simplistic for a lot of players. I mean, we pull this out when we've got headaches and stuff, or when we're tired, but yeah, it's not got that sort of that heavy strategy game, and maybe it suffers from that sort of Catanism where people scoff at it, you know, that Monopoly type thing where it's like, oh, because it's old and it's been played to death, they're like, oh, I don't like Carcassonne, you know, oh, it's old, I don't play Catan, it's for noobs or whatever. But yeah, that's that it may not be a good fit for people that are used to more heavy strategy games. So Carcassonne, is it relevant? 20 years, oh my god, is it relevant 20 years on? Oh god. And it's an astronomical, yes, it's an essential game. If you're into board games at all, even if you're not a hardcore gamer and you haven't got like 7 billion games like we have, then yeah, it's an essential purchase. It should be one of the first games on your list, really, shouldn't it? It's a tense yet relaxing game. So the mechanisms are really simple, but you've got that end game where you're on the edge of your seat, biting your nails, thinking, oh, have I done enough? Yeah, I would go so far as to say this is one of the best entry-level games that you could possibly consider in 2019. It's kept its relevancy, the expansions have kept it fresh, and it's lost none of its charm, it's lost none of its allure, and yeah, you should definitely consider buying Carcassonne this year. In fact, after you've watched this video, go and buy it now. So if you enjoyed this video, if you found it informative, or if you didn't find it informative, if you thought it was rubbish, then please tell us in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button, which is going to be somewhere around here, and we'll see you next time.